Good afternoon. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP Bangladesh. Thank you all for joining us today and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the afternoon. My name is Bathum Dash. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. IGP is a social and ISO certified international training institute. In 3 years, we already serve 3 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 250 plus professions and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional IGP is the training faculty for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualification. The Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve student and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that effective practice one skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, and internationally to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learners to respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar, courses, award, quiz competition, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we also trying to serve more than 100 premium services for free, like create own portfolio website, resume builder, motivation letter, and bulk knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge and which can update all day. Kids learning game, free course, convert sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectations and become highly skilled people. We implement certain training program, webinar and offline online courses for youth and learners by professional trainer, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. To ensure excellent and in-depth instruction, we arrange with qualified trainer, speaker, and instructor. We extended free services to more than 3 million knowledge seekers in last 3 years. We have affiliation with universities and organizations inside the different countries. Virtual now signing with many colleges and organizations have been accomplished. We are working to create a legendary generation of future scholars who will be accountable. We are constantly preparing seeker with valuable service. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and we serve them with good research and practice methods. We must have a general concept for the learner. More diversity growth and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective best service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and before move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind you don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,267 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, we already completed 1,267 webinars successfully. At present, we are covering 1,268. Program name is Basic Strategy for Education Research, and today our speaker ma'am name is Atika Kumala Devi, SPDCP BA. She is from Indonesia. Before I hand over the speech to ma'am, I want to share a very little bit about our speaker ma'am. Linguistic Project Manager in Research Development and the Institution Lecture Career Development Institute. Now, very important moment for me to invite IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to get to IGP with her presentation.
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, so are you ready to have the presentation, the discussion with me today? Okay, thank you
Yes,
very
ma'am.
much
You
for the
can start your
invitation and
presentation now.
okay, thank you very much for the invitation and the collaboration with AGP again. And this is my third opportunity to share with you about the knowledge about the um, some kind of research development with me again. So yeah, thank you very much, the honorable stakeholders and also the chief of the all these station programs and etc. So therefore, let me introduce myself again, even though the moderator have has introduced me to you all. Good afternoon, and thank you very much for the moderator to invite me to this stage. My name is Atika Kumala, or you can as easy as call me Atika only, and as the state, I contribute for the lecture development in Indonesia. One of the lecture development in Indonesia. So yeah, for today we are going to discuss about best strategies for education research. As we all know, I don't want to be called as the resource speaker because I believe all of you now in both in Facebook or YouTube have really had like wide knowledge about education research. So I just need to call this session as like a discussion. Therefore, if you have any comments or suggestion or recommendation, not for me, but also for not only for me, but for all the audience, so everyone can as easy as drop to the chat box. Okay, so let's begin. So guys, I would like to ask you first, what do you think about best strategies for education research? Maybe everyone can put the what is that the consideration to chat box. So please just type it. Best strategies for education research. So what do you think, guys? Okay. Okay. So maybe this one. Can I just have my own presentation for the moderator? Hello. I would like to have my own um presentation. Can I? Oh, it's okay. If you
Yes,
want
ma'am.
to
I
handle.
already share your presentation.
Okay. It's okay. So you handle the
Just tell me
presentation. Okay,
when you
thank
want
you.
to change your slide. Next slide, I will change your slide.
Okay. Thank you for helping. So as we all know, and that uh wait a moment. My connection is not really good. Okay. An increasingly data driven and competitive society, the public demands result from the educational system. Therefore, the students need to receive the best possible education. As we all know that education and research cannot be separated with one another. They need to engage with one what is that, like research to the other research and etc, because knowledge is dynamic, right? So here the knowledge or and also the research is really in high demand in almost always in all era. Okay, then the instructional strategies, curriculum, and also management, a classroom management system must have proven track records demonstrating sustained success. Teacher, administrator, and staff member in every school understand in the importance of academic achievement, and they acknowledge the importance of education research to accelerate learning and the implementation of new ideas. Here, I would like to what is that, like make a stress, make a the very deep stress that the rule of research in education is really significant and important to be conducted or to be done for the researchers. Why? Because again, knowledge is dynamic. We cannot compare our education in the last decades, 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, and then what the knowledge need here in this era and also in the future. Therefore, as the researchers and also the teachers, we need to have research in all aspect for instructional strategies, curriculum, classroom management, and also classroom management system. Research is not always about introduction, data measurement. It's not always about the method, the results, and discussion. Also, conclusion. Also, the related reference. It's not always about them all, guys. We need to realize that research can also be like, what is the strategies, what is the best strategies to be implement to our classroom, what is the best strategies to be taught for our students, because every students has their own needs. Even though we have one classroom, it means that we need to have standardization. But again, before we come to the classroom, before we come to meet our students, we need to do research. Okay, thank you. Next please, the moderator. Hello. 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 Okay, thank you. So this one is the consideration to conduct our research in on educational field. First, the research begins with a significant question addressing the core issue related to education. As we all know, it's not always about research. Also, many experts says that research come and starts and also begins with a question. It means that there is a problem, there is an issue, there is a gap in the field that we are considering to have the research. For example, in education. Therefore, always start with the question, always start with the gap, always start with the issue or the problem, because without them all, without the issue, without the gap, without the problem, we as a researchers, we cannot have a very significant result at the end of the research. So please considerate your research question first before we come to the research. Second, the method and measurements used in in scientifically based research are reliable and valid. Research are consistent. In addition, the research measures what it claims to be measured. Again, uh, as researchers and also the teacher, we need to what is that like considerate about the data. Are the is the data valid? Is the data reliable? How we know the date, the reliability and the validity of the data that we take. We can see from expert. Also, we can consult with the expert or with our peers in if we are teacher, we can consult or have communication with our peers, whether this data is valid or not, whether this data is measurable and reliable or not. Therefore, here communication with peers and expert, moreover with our supervisor, is really needed. Okay, so the third one, scientifically based research conclusion are based on the logic, not opinion and bias. Maybe all of you, some of you here are researchers and really good at researching. So again, the conclusion must what is that like must be logic and also based on the data, based on the expert, based on the discussion, and as usually we know as the comparison with the previous studies or previous research, something like that. So the question is, what is bias? What is opinion? Again, bias means bias here in research means that the conclusion is just based on the researcher's opinion. For example, the researchers use the words in the paper like in conclusion, blah blah blah. There is no based on blah blah blah. There is no based on the theory or the data presentation, the data measurement presentation. There is no something like that. So it's just pure on about the researchers opinion themselves, something like that. So we can call it the conclusion as bias because it's just based on the opinion. It's not based on the data. It's not based on the previous research or studies and something like that. Okay, so it must be really measurable, valid, and logic. The following, some scientific research is subject to peer review or evaluation by others who have expertise in the field. Um, in my personal opinion, as a researcher, one of the researchers who is running in educational field, again, we cannot conduct our research by ourselves. For example, we cannot conduct our research by personal self. I mean, one by one of you. No, we cannot do that. Uh, research or research is almost always not almost always research is always engaged with one to another. Why I should say so? Because together reliability and the validity of the conclusion, that we cannot that we can say the conclusion will not be a bias. We can say that we need to engage some kind of people for expert or expertise or peers or the other stakeholders that that we can communicate with, something like that. So the following, the scientific research report include adequate information that the result can be replicated to verify conclusion and extend the application. It's really clear, right? Okay, thank you. So, for next moderator, please do next. Sorry, please do next. Okay. So now let's talk about the strategies, namely, especially best strategies. The need for a common understanding and identification of education research strategies covers nine instructional strategies that would help teachers or researchers improve the students' achievement across all content areas and grade level. The nine can be grouped into three, everybody, into three components of instruction, such as, please do next. Hello, please next. Okay, first, creating environment for learning. As we all know that in this world there are so many kinds of field. We cannot compare the education in Indonesia, in Bangladesh, in the Philippines, or in Singapore or Malaysia. Moreover, in the U.S. or UK, we cannot compare it. Therefore, the education research here do the rule like they will be the creation, will be the consideration to create the environment for learning. First, setting objective and providing feedbacks provides direction for learning. We can do it by acknowledging students' interests and investment, and we encourage students to complete assignments. Why can we do so, something like this? We can do it through education field, like we can make consideration for the data measurement, like spread out the survey or the questionnaire, or moreover we can come to the data qualitative approach, as we consider, if we consider to make a data measurement uh, for the quantitative approach, then we need to come to questionnaire and data survey. But if we want to judge, or we want to measure the qualification of the subject, then we come to the qualitative approach. Or in environment for learning, also in education, we can make like a product. For example, we can make the product such as syllabus or booklet or lesson plan, or um, the assessment that is needed by the school, or the environment for the learning that we are considered to take the data for our research, something like that. So it's based on our interest, it's based on the need, not our interest only, but also the need of the environment for learning that we are considered to take the data to come to the research. Okay, the second one, reinforcing effort and providing recognition demonstrate to the students that effort, even without accomplishment, is worthy of recognition. It's not always about how to develop environment for learning, but also we need to reinforcing effort and providing recognition for the teachers or the school members, or also the administrator. It's not always about the students' learning development, but also all the stakeholder in the school, or all the stakeholder in the some kind of field that ran on education. This the last one, cooperative learning research in positive effects on learning. Again, critics can be done through research, of course, but also positive inputs also can be done through research. Therefore, research can be two consideration: positive or negative, positive inputs or negative input. If we come to negative input, we can use it as a suggestion or improvement for the stakeholder, something like that. Because we cannot run just one side, positive only or negative only. No, we cannot. In this life, we cannot balance it. Therefore, we need to consider two aspect: positive input or negative consideration, a negative aspect such as critics to be the input for the institution, for the educational institution. Okay, next please. Okay, so now we come to the second role, or the second aspect, helping students develop understanding. Again, research can be the role for helping students to develop their understanding. Why? Because we can imagine that the students or the learner, they are null. There are null creation. They don't have any knowledge. Here we as education and education researcher or teacher, we need to develop their understanding to make their life more skillful and also wiser in the future. Therefore, school is needed in every aspect, in some countries in this world, right? So let's have a look. First, close question and advanced organizers help students focus on what is important to prepare for learning. So everybody here should consider about this field of research, this topic of research. First, clues ask question and advanced organizing have students on what is important to prepare for learning. So we, as a researcher and also teachers, we can make research running on clues, question, and advanced organizer. What is advanced organizer here? Advanced organizer here is like we make better syllabus, we make better lesson plan, we make better like teaching strategies that is that are applicable to be applied for the teacher or the students or in the school, something like that. Second one, non-linguistic representations such as model, symbol, physical movement may be used to represent formulation, to represent information in a way that increase brain activity. We can make, or we can come to research and development, or in the other hand we can say we can make like such as product to make our teaching materials or teaching activities more interesting. Therefore, the students can interact or interest, can be interested more in our teaching. Therefore, we can have more engageful result and outcome after we conduct this research. Number two. Number three, we can also make a research running on summarizing and taking notes requires that students identify what is essential and recognize the structure in which information is represented and learn to paraphrase. As a teacher, also, we cannot let the students by themselves. We need to train our students how to summarize, how to make an essay, how to prepare or paraphrase what the teacher said, something like that. Again, through the research, through education research, we can make a best strategy to teach about number three here. Number four, homework and practice provide students with the opportunity to expand learning and become more independent. We can also do our research running on number four, homework and practice. Through giving the homework, through giving more practices, we can make our students better and better. Again, we cannot do this strategy number four by itself, like we randomly give them homework, we randomly give them the practice. No, it's not. It's not. It's really, really forbidden to be applied with the word random, random, random. Oh, of course, we need to do our education research in before we conduct or before we give our students homework, practice, or any other assignments. Okay, next. Next, please. Okay, so now we come to helping students extend and apply. First, how we can, the question is how we can do that. Okay, the answer, I make two answers here. First, by identifying similarities and differences, as is accomplished with Venn diagrams and chart. And also, the number two, generating and testing hypothesis to reduce students' dependence or teacher. Okay, next. Next, please. Okay. So now we come to education research on curriculum. Because as teacher and education research here, we all know that curriculum is the very big umbrella of the education in a country, maybe for example, something like that. So we need to also consider running uh, on the education researches on the curriculum. First, we need to know about the definition of the curriculum. Curriculum is defined as the materials used and how the lesson is planned, designed, and constructed. Evidence-based curriculum is another integral part of education practices that promote reliable instruction, practice, and high students' achievement. Therefore, one of the strategies to run or to conduct education research, we can use evidence-based curriculum because we cannot, as the normal citizen, I say for general, yeah, general needs, we cannot say that we cannot ask the government as easy as, oh, please give me the reference, I need the curriculum of the this country generally. No, we cannot say that. What we can do is we can do research run on evidence-based curriculum. We analyze or we investigate what have been uh, done in our society. We call it as evidence. We can just compare the evidence between the curriculum 2006, for example, and the curriculum 2013, for example. So we cannot, if we cannot ask the government for the latest or the newest curriculum, we can do evidence-based curriculum. Okay, so then the strategies first, the scope and the sequence. Oh, sorry, the scope and the sequence of the materials align with the grade level standard and led to increasing levels of difficulty. Second, level of competency are needed. So if we want to make a comparison between the curriculum 2006, for example, and the curriculum 2013, for example, we cannot do for all. We need to consider which level that we need to have the object. For example, we need to have the curriculum for elementary school. So then our curriculum documents of curriculum 2006 and curriculum 2013 also must be aligned with the elementary school, something like that. So we cannot just have the random curriculum. Okay, I Google for the document curriculum 2006 and 2013. No, we also need to consider the level of competencies. Okay. The third, the curriculum allows for high rates of students respond and provide for corrective, supportive feedbacks and recommendation. Remediation. Fourth, formative assessments are specified and provided. If we need to, if we, what is that? Consider for conducting education research on curriculum, also we need to consider about the assessment because the curriculum cannot be separated in with the assessment. So here is the what is that, like they are almost always related each other. If we need to, if we want to consider, or if we aim to consider to investigate curriculum, also we need to also consider to do the research on the assessment of the curriculum. Okay, next please. Now that's all for me. Again, I just need to have a discussion here because I believe you all here are the expert on education research. So let's have a discussion. So for that information, you can also reach me through my LinkedIn Atika Kumaladewi or my email atikakumala@gmail.com. Okay, thank you everybody. So I give back the time and the floor to the moderator. Thank you.
Presentation which can impact our knowledge sharing. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question and answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a certification and competition. Dear
Thank you.
ask your question as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition.
Okay, thank you for the question. So, how to address CMC bias in quantitative studies? As I have mentioned earlier, so we can make the CMC bias by through if it is fixed with quantitative studies, so then we can come to the data measurement to what is that, to ignore the quantitative studies through tools like SPSS or SAMPLS or any other data measurement. So also we can come to the expert that make a data validation for our research, for our quantitative research also. But the first we need to measure to the tools like artificial tools like uh SPSS or Microsoft Excel or SAM PLS and any other quantitative study tools for the data measurement. So then uh, how to ignore the bias? We can as easy as to come to the quantitative study tools. Okay, thank you. The second question.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear participant, we are waiting for your questions. Please ask a question in the comment box. Ma'am, I think we covered all the questions from our participants before. Again, thank you so much, Honorable Ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topics. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable Ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new day. Thank you, ma'am. Take care. Honorable Ma'am, before we move the next to our webinar certification process,
Pardon me, I cannot hear your voice
ma'am, can
clearly.
you hear
Sorry.
me?
Maybe you turn off your your fan, please first, because I cannot hear your voice clearly. There's something like the air. So maybe can you turn off your fan first, please?
Okay, ma'am. I'm out of Ma'am, we have no more questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, Honorable Ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with your topics. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our professional and academic growth. Honorable Ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new day. Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day, everybody. Have a nice weekend.
Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much. Ma'am, before we move to our webinar certification process, if it is can, ma'am.
Yes, maybe. Yeah, I consider it. Hello? Hello, can you hear my voice? Yeah, yeah, thank you very much. Yes, I give back to Global IGP for the certification. Thank you. Have a nice day. Iki file baru apa?
Dear IGP knowledge secret is our witness certification. This is the market part of our regular. After a short video, we will start our witness certification. After witness certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Witness certification, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular review. After witness certification, we have an online quiz competition. After online quiz competition, we have online quiz competition certification also. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, from some technical problem, we cannot share our webinar code in this session. We will post the all webinar code which we can provide during the session in our Facebook page and Facebook group. Our Facebook page and Facebook group is Institute of Global Profession. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of our regular, which is an online quiz of competition, which is our regular webinar. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz session. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Go to www.slido.com and find quiz or scan this QR for direct joining. Quiz code is Global IGP. Quiz code is Global IGP. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. Let's mention your friend to join our quiz session. Please join in Slido with the code and the code is Global IGP. Please join in Slido with the code and the code is Global IGP. Please join in Slido with the code and the code is Global IGP. Please join in Slido with the code and the code is Global IGP. Please join in Slido with the code and the code is Global IGP. Dear participant, with 31 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is minimum standard for nursing education are set by option 1 the nursing school, option 1 the provincial regulator and association. Option 2 the provincial regulator and association. The right answer 56% people are right here. In the leader mode, Gina is holding the first position. Our second question is strategies for promoting generalization of text include option 1 teaching different forms of that text and varying teaching conditions. Option 2 tag training for different items and varying discriminative stimuli. Option 1. Teaching different from the tech and vibrant teaching conditions. Right answer 97% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Christiana is holding the first position. Our third question is charting can also be used for research and data collection. Option 1 false, option 2 true. Option 2 true is the right answer. 97% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Rima is holding the first position. Our fourth question is a nurse has collected several research funding for evidence-based practice. Which article will be best to use? Option 1 an article that uses randomized collector trials. Option 2 an article that is an option of expert committees. Option 2 an article that uses customized control trails. Right answer 63% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Nima is holding the first position. Our fifth question is if you use are unsure of the best treatment for a patient, who would be most likely to use? Option 1 online medical direction, option 2 offline medical direction. Option 1 online medical direction, the right answer. 52% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Christiana is holding the first position. Our sixth question is what was Mary Roted Herbert best known for? Option 1 the importance in healthy environment, believing that the ingredients people did not need to be served. Option 2 believe that ingredients people did not need to be served. The right answer 6% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Christiana is holding the first position. Our seventh question is which belief is most for dependent variable? Option 1 intention to live, option 2 preference equality. Option 1 intention to live is the right answer. 19% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Christiana is holding the first position. Our eighth question is what is the correct order for conducting a research? Option 1 interpreting, planning, presenting, conduct. Option 2 planning, conducting, interpreting, presenting. Option 2 planning, conducting, interpreting, presenting is the right answer. 88% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Christiana is holding the first position. Our ninth question is which of the following is the education service available for the aged? Option 1 centralized, option 2 cyber seniors. Option 2 cyber seniors is right answer. 72% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Christiana is holding the first position. Our last and final question of this session is George Herbert achievement is based on for what theory? Option 1, the self. Option 2, the ego. Option 1, the self is the right answer. And congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. Slide will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group, Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. Slide will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group, Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. Slide will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group, Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill, never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be safe and happy. See you again and again. We will participate fun to live a happy life. Try to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the end button of the live, again must to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session.